The Abyss 4. The emergency signal lasted only 9 seconds. What investigators heard on that recording was so disturbing. The entire submarine was erased from official records. May 27th. 400 miles off the coast of Alaska, a patrol ship detected something drifting through the fog. At first, the radar crew thought it was debris. Then the shape emerged from the darkness. A military submarine, silent, motionless, and completely alone. The vessel had no active radio signal, no crew response, no distress beacon. But the reactor was still running. When the boarding team climbed inside, they expected to find bodies, a fire, maybe a gas leak. Instead, they found something far worse. The submarine looked untouched. The emergency lights still glowed red across the holes. Coffee cups sat beside active monitors. Half-eaten meals were still warm. Someone had been here only minutes earlier, but there was no crew. Not a single sailor remained on board. All 42 crew members had vanished. The submarine was identified as the Abyss 4, a classified deep-sea research vessel designed to explore trenches no human had ever reached before. Its mission had been hidden from the public. According to the onboard logs, the ISPO 4 had descended nearly 9,000 meters into the Pacific Ocean. For 3 days, everything appeared normal. Then the captain's audio logs began to change. Day 4, we're hearing knocking again. 3 knocks every 12 minutes. Sonar shows nothing around us, but something is touching the hull. At first, the crew believed the sounds came from pressure changes deep underwater, but the knocking continued. Always 3 knocks, always from outside the submarine. Hours later, another log was recorded. The metal walls are bending inward. Something is moving outside the vessel, but it's too large for sonar to identify. Crew members began reporting impossible things. Footsteps in sealed compartments, wet handprints appearing on dry walls, voices echoing through empty hallways. And then came the message investigators could never explain. The hatches are locked from the inside, but the ocean is in the room. The final camera footage recovered from the submarine shows crew members staring toward the rear corridor. None of them speak, none of them move. They simply stand there, listening. Then the recording cuts to black. Investigators later recovered the submarine's black box audio. Most of the recording remains classified, but several seconds were leaked online years later. People who heard the tape described the same thing. Not screams of pain, screams of terror. And beneath the screaming, the sound of water dripping inside the submarine. That should have been impossible. At that depth, even a small crack would have crushed the vessel instantly. But the strangest detail came later. Every escape pod was still attached. Every hatch remained sealed from the inside. No damage, no flooding, no bodies. It was as if the crew had simply stopped existing. 12 hours after the Abyss 4 was discovered, the military took control of the investigation. The boarding crew signed permanent non-disclosure agreements. The submarine disappeared into a classified naval facility, and officially, the Abyss 4 never existed. The government's final report blamed mass hysteria caused by deep-sea pressure exposure. But many investigators refused to believe it, because mass hysteria doesn't explain the knocking, or the missing crew, or the final transmission. 1 year after the incident, several families of the missing sailors reported receiving strange phone calls. No voice, no breathing. Only the sound of heavy water pressure, followed by 3 precise knocks. The ocean covers more than 80% of our planet. Most of it has never been explored, and somewhere beneath that darkness, the Abyss 4 may still be waiting. So tell me, what do you think the crew discovered 9,000 meters below the surface? And if you ever hear 3 knocks in the dark, don't answer them.